Yeah, good morning, sweet and beautiful people. Good morning, wonderful listeners. I welcome you all to this Motivational Thursday, and I'll quickly share with you this very moment a topic, and it's a topic I believe will help you and help each and every one of us who will be listening to this voice note. Quickly adjust our life to understanding the fact that we need to celebrate our failures. So the title is Celebrate Your Failures. Or you can actually put it on the other way around. Celebrate your shortcomings. You see, I'm glad to let you know that the solutions to our problem are not on the surface. So they are buried in our deep thoughts. So tell me, imagine a world with endless possibilities and opportunities that comes every day. Yet people get everything they want within a twinkle of their eyes, without not going through any hard times. And I bet you 75% of successful people in the world we live in today would never be in that position you find them. So when there's an obstruction or a barricade, you don't go back. So the step you take is to change your direction. You see, the same principles, Brian Tracy, John Maxwell, maybe Zig Ziglar, Ron Carty, Ken Blanchard, and so many, leadership experts, would apply to their principles or would apply to their organization. So is the same principles you as well can actually, take and at the same time apply to, to break barriers and set standards. Sometimes the actual problem we face, in this other side of the planet is the fact that our brain has been conditioned, our brain has been engineered in the sense that whenever failure sets into your life, you think that is the end of the journey. But I'm glad to let you know this wonderful morning that you need to celebrate your failures. I'll quickly summarize everything, but I'll give two illustrations about two popular personalities we know in the world who celebrated their failure. And today they are being celebrated virtually everywhere on the planet. For those of us who are conversant with sport very well, I believe most of us know this man called Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was interviewed some years back, being a very, a billionaire sportsman rather, and at the same time, a very wonderful sportsman. So he was interviewed and asked how he actually attained success. And do you know what his response was? Michael Jordan said he lost 1,000 times, and yet he is celebrated around the world today. I repeat, 1,000 times. You see, that word 1,000, you can imagine how many forms of repetitions of failures he faced virtually every day of his life. 1,000 times, both in training and on the pitch. So that is the undying spirit of a successful man who wants to continue to break barriers. Now look at there's this Nigerian intellectual genius and enigmatic leader we have as well. This man called Professor Wole Soyinka. I hope you know this man failed JAMB 12 times during his prime, and today is the first African man to be awarded a Nobel Laureate Prize, and yet is celebrated throughout the whole of the world today. Now that is the undying spirit of a man who has been failed so many times, and yet he stood up and continued the journey. So I guess we all know this man as well, called Bill Gates. Countless times before this man made his mark with the idea of bringing about the Microsoft, he failed so many times that he had to drop out from one of the best schools and in fact the best universities in the world, the Harvard School of Business. And now today he's being celebrated as the richest man in the world. You see, failure is more or less like an ideology. Failure is an imagination. So when these things they take over and take charge of your thoughts, they can actually sway you off your feet if care is not taken. And lastly, this man I want to mention has been a very good athlete, and at the same time, in fact, he has been a source of motivation to countless people over the world. For those of us who are conversant with football, this man I want to mention is called Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is a highly skilled professional footballer. In fact, he's arguably regarded to as the greatest ever, as the case may be. But he was interviewed some years back, and he said, he was asked how he actually attained such feat. And his response was, he said, I failed so many times on the training ground and even in the gym. He said, I've lost more penalties in the training ground. I've lost more free kicks in the training ground. I've lost more dribbles in the training ground, and yet I'm being celebrated in the world today. Now that is the undying spirit of a great man who has celebrated his failure. In fact, the news that actually reached my ear some couple of weeks ago now is He actually broke a record again as being the first footballer to attain the feat of becoming a billionaire. The first footballer in the world football to attain the feat of becoming a billionaire. Now that is the the mentality of a man who wants success virtually every day of his life. So whatever stands as a barrier, or whatever stands as a point of connection between you and success, doesn't really mean you would fail. So success, and at the same time, plays a role, because you never mention success without not seeing failure. So when failure sets in, the best way you can actually manage it is the way you manage change. If a change comes into your life, then there's a way you manage change. Then you need to integrate your life into failure. Now, because I said you integrate your life into failure, doesn't mean you need to subject to you subject your life to mediocrity and hopelessness. No. It means that when you integrate yourself into failure, you try to understand the basis of failure and strategize yourself and get back to your winning ways. So I'm telling you today that no matter what it is, God never fails his people. And that is why God himself would never, burden you with a failure that he knows himself that he would never get you out from. So my message today is celebrate your failure, as the case may be. And when you celebrate your failure, you'll find yourself, claiming responsibility and doing the right thing at the right time. And when you do this, the right thing at the right time, you see yourself breaking barriers and setting standards. Thank you very much. God bless you, and do have a wonderful day. Goodbye.